Most drinks in your gym cooler suck. Energy drinks are just caffeine most of the time. And even if you do get an RTD pre-workout, most of them are the same exact formula. So we're going to talk about a new one that's bringing new ingredients to the RTD game. AP Sports Regimen Pre-Workout RTD. Now, this RTD still has a lot of the classic ones, your citrulline malate, a whopping 405 milligrams of caffeine, but it brings in a new ingredient. I'm super excited to be talking about that today. So let's get into things. Right off the top, 8 grams of citrulline malate at a 2-to-1 ratio. Now, yeah, most of the time citrulline malate is kind of looked down upon because it's a blend of citrulline and malic acid. In this case, the malic acid is probably already going to be there because of the flavoring. So I like the addition of it as a citrulline malate because you might get some extra energy benefits from that malic acid, but it's definitely going to add to the flavor. Overall, citrulline here at 6 grams is going to drive a lot of blood flow. It's going to inhibit arginase to make sure that blood flow sticks around. And you'll get a bit of an endurance benefit from the citrulline malate combination. Most people know what citrulline does, so let's move forward. 3.2 grams of beta-alanine. Buffer that lactic acid, increase work capacity, make your body able to work longer. That's going to help you out with progressive overload, help you out train harder, and of course, more volume in your training sessions is going to lead to more hypertrophy. This is going to be the doses that we see beta-alanine at most often. Yes, beta-alanine is a loaded ingredient. You need to reach saturation, but 3.2 grams is going to be the most often clinically studied dosage. So of course, a lot of people are going to be happy with it here. This is going to give you that paresthesia, that tingling that you get from a lot of pre-workouts, that itchiness in your skin. It's actually not the benefit that we're going for here. The benefit is a long-term usage of it. But for most people, that short-term feeling of that itchiness is going to tell you the pre-workout is working. After that, we got 2.5 grams of betaine anhydrous, also known as trimethylglycine. This is an awesome ergogenic ingredient. It's an osmolyte that's going to help out with hydration. It helps out with power output. It's a precursor to creatine. There's a lot of stuff going on with betaine anhydrous. There's even thermoregulation benefits. One study in 2013 at this dosage, 2.5 grams, showed a 5.3 pound of muscle gain increase and a 6.4 pound of muscle loss over a 1.5 month study period. In 2018, they actually performed a follow-up study, which was placebo-controlled, testing again 2.5 grams of this ingredient in 23 college-aged women athletes. The results were so significant again, 3.3% loss in body fat versus 1.7% in the placebo group. This ingredient's awesome, it's super underrated, and I'm glad to see it in an RTD here, where most RTDs are going to go for things that are going to give you a stim benefit or some sort of short-term mental benefit. This is really going to be one of the things that's primarily driving the performance and changes in body composition. Now, this next ingredient is where they change things up from the norm. CitraPeak. Glucosyl hesperidin from Citrus aurantium and Citrus sinensis fruit extracts. We got 200 milligrams of it here. Now, this ingredient was specifically designed for vasodilation via nitric oxide production, and it's the first time you'll see it in an RTD. Now, this works through hesperidin, which is going to upregulate eNOS, which is an enzyme that leads to greater nitric oxide production. This is different than citrulline, so you got 2 different pathways running pump here. This is why you're going to have such a great pump using this product. I'm loving seeing this ingredient in here because this is actually a trademarked ingredient from Prenova, the owners of Armada, one of the greatest and biggest contract manufacturers in the industry. So seeing this move into an RTD is a really cool move for AP Sports Regimen, and I'm super proud of Ike for making sure this happens. When we talked about this at Supply Side last year, I told him how proud I was of him for making a different splash in the RTD category. Lots of people have RTDs, lots of people have done RTDs, but this one is different because it has a new ingredient that not many people are going to see in the space. From there, we hit an alpha energy and focus matrix. I'm not gonna lie, this one's pretty rudimentary, but definitely some stuff to really like about this. It's a blend of a slow and fast acting caffeine blends, caffeine and anhydrous at 350, above average but still pretty normal dosage for the industry, with dicaffeine malate. This is the generic version of a normal, like Infinergy you often see, at 75 milligrams. Now that leads to a total of 405 milligrams of yielded caffeine. Dicaffeine malate is not 100% caffeine. 405 is a little bit high for some people. If you're drinking this just for work, like our video editor Cody usually drinks like a half of these halfway through his day to get into things and keeping working. But if you want to hit the gym hard, I'd recommend drinking the whole thing. Caffeine is very, very well studied in safety. It's super efficacious when it comes to endurance and power output. I recommend trying out higher doses of caffeine. It's definitely safe, and I think that more people would like it if they knew what they were doing with it. Lastly, we throw in 25 milligrams of dynamine here. Now, some people like higher doses of dynamine, but in my opinion, that lower dosage combined with a higher dosage of caffeine is an awesome one. I was actually introduced to this by Drew Peters, who ironically in a past life worked with Ike. Obviously, Ike is our main contact, our main love at AP Sports Regimen. They were together at Supps back in the day when dynamine was brought to the market by that team. So it's nice to see later on in the industry, these guys still moving those little pieces and using that innovation the way that they've been using it for some time. Now, this RTD is being found across the nation in a lot of gym refrigerators. You also can buy it online, but I'd recommend buying it in a store and supporting your local small business. The cases are a little bit expensive to ship, so it can be a little bit costly to get that. So support your local gym. They'll be ordering these from their distributor or from AP Regimen, and we're absolutely loving these. Honestly, when I have a case of these in my apartment, it's a hard time for me to actually go mix up a pre-workout and do all of that when I know that I could just drink one of these. They're very convenient. They work really well. They're a simple, straight to the point formula. You could add in some pump stuff if you want to, but honestly, it's a very straightforward pre-workout that I enjoy for a lot of days, whether it's a leg day, an upper body day, a pull day, a push day. I think it's applicable for a lot. And if you're kind of like on the go and needing one of these, and you can get it at a gym, refrigerator or a store like a brick and mortar that has them, I would definitely recommend it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciate the content. I should say we got this for free, but I hope this was informative and educational and help you guys figure out what you want to do with your purchase. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.